So this video is for anybody who is investing in marketing and doesn't really know what kind of results they're getting. If you've got 2 or more sources of marketing coming in, maybe you've got Yellow Pages, Google Ads, Facebook ads, maybe you invest in SEO, maybe you have a website, maybe you have a Google business listing. Each one of these sources can be tracked separately so that you can see the yields from each one. And then if you can see what you're getting from each one and track it all the way through your business to the profit, you just look at the numbers and you do whatever makes the most sense. You don't have to sit around wondering what's going on, feeling confused, wondering if you're wasting your money, wanting to grow your business but having no idea where the leverage is. This is how you do it. One of the most important things when setting up any kind of strategy is figuring out how you're going to track it before you do anything else, because most companies, most marketing teams, they do all this stuff and they do it for a while and they spend a bunch of money and they get some results, but they're not sure if it's been worth it or not. And that's because they're not tracking things properly. And so that's when they usually hire me to go in and figure out how to work backwards and track all the stuff that they're doing. And that's always 10 times harder than it would be to just figure out how you're going to track things before you figure out the rest. So let's think through this for a minute. So they're going to have Google ads. They're going to have Facebook ads. They have 3 Google Maps listings. So we call those GMB. So we'll say GMB1, GMB2, GMB3. And how their leads come in are either phone calls or contact forms, and they both go to the same place. So we've got phone calls and we have contact forms. A contact form is when someone goes to their website, fills out the form. Pretty simple. So when it comes to contact forms, when any of these go to a contact form, we give these what are called query parameters. And a query parameter, Google calls them UTM tags, but basically you have your domain, www.domain.com, question mark, you can just say campaign equals, let's just say GMB. And so the link that we put on this GMB will look like this, and it'll have a query parameter at the end of it. And that way, whenever someone clicks on that link and they show up on the website where this contact form is, the URL is going to have this little parameter in it. And if you pay attention when you're online, you're going to see these things everywhere you click because everybody is trying to track everything you do. So they click on the website link from the GMB or the Facebook ad or the Google ad. They go to your website with a query parameter, and this one was GMB3, so that's maybe what we would call the query parameter. And now if they fill out that contact form, we're going to pull this query parameter to the contact form. And so when our client gets like an email or it goes into their CRM, which this client uses Salesforce as their CRM, it's going to pull that query parameter into the CRM so they can say that this lead that came in had this email and it had this query parameter, and now they know that this lead came from GMB3. And so that's how we're going to track all their contact forms. No matter where we send people to their website, we're going to attach a query parameter to it so that we can see once the contact form goes through, there's going to be that query parameter will be attached to that email address. And if that email buys today, tomorrow, in 10 years, it's already in the system. They're going to be able to see how that person found them in the first place. So contact forms are pretty simple. Phone calls are even easier. So for phone calls, sometimes we send calls from Google Ads. Let me use a different color so this doesn't get all crazy. Okay, so phone calls coming from Google Ads, Facebook ads, GMB1, GMB2, GMB3. We're going to use a different phone number for every single one of these. And so even though our client uses Salesforce as their CRM. At my company, we use a middleman CRM called Go High Level, GHL. And on GHL, we can create as many phone numbers as we want. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got phone 1, phone 2, phone 3, phone 4, and phone 5. And each one of those phone numbers is going to be different. And each one of those phone numbers is going to be forwarded to their office phone, which is connected to their CRM. And their CRM is going to pull in who called, and that could go straight in there. But more importantly, we can track on our CRM, which is Go High Level, where each phone call came from. So let's say somebody clicks on a Google ad and the Google ad has a phone number on it. We're going to use a special phone number for that. Let's call it phone number 1. And when somebody calls that number, it's automatically going to be forwarded to our client's office. They're never going to know the difference, but we will be able to go look at the phone log for phone number 1 and see every single person that called that. So let's say 10 people call phone number 1 in a month. We know that 10 people called from our Google ads. And the same thing goes for Facebook ads, GMB1, GMB2, GMB3. Each one has its own phone number. They all get forwarded to the same office number, but this allows us to separate all of our different sources of clients and see where they're all coming from. And let's say that these guys want to do like a billboard or something, which they do Yellow Pages ads. Yellow Pages. You can probably guess where this is going. Yellow Pages has its own phone number. And that phone number gets forwarded to the office, and now we can see every time someone calls from Yellow Pages. So when Yellow Pages calls the next quarter and they say, do you want to renew your $6,000 a quarter contract or whatever, we can look at the 6 phone calls that came from Yellow Pages. We can connect those to which sales came from there and ultimately figure out how much profit we made. And let's say that it cost $6K and we made $12K profit at the end of the day. We're making a 2-to-1 return. Maybe it's worth using Yellow Pages some more. If it wasn't that way, if we spent $6K and we only made $3K, then we are going to cancel Yellow Pages, turn that phone number off, and forget about that because it's not working. And then we can allocate that $6K into Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, whatever's going to be the most profitable thing. And so that's what we're doing with this client now is we've added more GMBs, we've added more Google ads campaigns, they've changed the way that they handle their CRM and their internal office phone numbers. So now it's time for us to go back and reconfigure all of the middle parts that allow us to track what's going on and therefore report to them what's going on so we can cross-compare our numbers and see how much money they're spending on each one of these different marketing channels and then figure out how much money they're making on each one of these marketing channels. And hopefully one of them sticks out as the biggest winner and we can suck money out of all the other ones and put it into the one that's making the most cash. And ultimately that's how digital marketing works when you're tracking it properly. It was really difficult to do this 5 years ago, but in 2023, like all these tools are so easy to use and set up and quick to set up that there's no excuse to not be using them. The only reason people like you aren't using them is because you don't know about them yet. But now you do. So if this doesn't make sense, watch this video again. If it still doesn't make sense, ask me some questions in the comment section and subscribe to the channel because I'll probably make 4 more of these kind of videos in the next month as I get more clear on how I can explain this concept to you.